is the phone-in interaction segment where we get to hear from you, where your voice counts, where we are sure and certain that the government are watching, that if your message is for the government or Nigerians in general. So basically this segment, we want to talk about the October 1st intending protest, which is to happen tomorrow. Now, the major question here is, do you support this? So Nigeria, of course, is marking its 64th independence anniversary tomorrow, but tensions are high as protests are planned across the country. The call for urgent action on the insecurity, economic woes, and good governance have sparked intense debate. We saw what happened from the 1st to 10th of August using the hashtag #EndBadGovernance protest, where some people over almost 1,000 are still held in captivity for treasons. And the federal government basically just came out, that's the president himself, came out to give a lot of clarification on what he did, his administration have done so far, and saying he needs more time. And then he said there's room for dialogue, but I think the government was waiting for Nigerians to initiate the dialogue, or there is no concise talk on that. So because of lack of that linkage, Nigerians now, or some Nigerians are coming out to still complain about the extremity of it, because we know in the span of that 2 months, that is from August until this ending of September, life has become more difficult for Nigerians. So now we have about 2 to 3 groups, and I know Take It Back movement is at the forefront of this, saying that they are gearing up for this protest and there's preparation for it non-stop. They've made advances to the IGP of police, telling him that they need security for states. A lot of states have implemented security measures for this protest to happen. So now the question is on Nigerians. First, like I said, do you support this protest? Are they effective tools for driving the change? What are the potential consequences of this? This is what we want to hear from Nigerians. So you can join our conversation via the phone lines that are displayed on your TV screen. Do not forget that you can send WhatsApp message via the first number, and make sure you include your name and where you are sending that message from. If you're calling, immediately you call, please just go ahead and tell us your name and where you're calling from. Please, this is a very important conversation, so you need to stay away from your TV set immediately. You call us and we pick your call. We need it to be concise, we need it to be clear, and you don't need to hear yourself through your TV. If you want to catch up on this discussion, you can follow us via our YouTube or all our social media handles and join our YouTube live stream, and then you can catch up on this discussion. But for now, stay away from your TV set or tone down the volume while you talk to us about this protest. And yes, this is something that affects our government, affects our presidents and us as Nigerians. So we need you to be logical rather than emotional. We need you to, sensitize your words when, talking. This is about finding solutions, not pointing fingers. We always tell you, the media is the unbiased face. We just bring it to you as it is. We are like the middle, the gatekeepers between the people and the government. So we're not taking sides, but we want, the most important thing for us is for the betterment of Nigerians and the country as a whole. So let's hear your take on this protest. What do you think? Do you support it? Do you think this is the right way to go? Do you think there are effective tools for driving this change? All of this discussion, of course, is what we want to hear from Nigerians. So share your thoughts, share your concerns and opinions. Let's hear you on this matter. So like I said, the organizers of the hashtag #EndBadGovernance protest said that this latest demonstration was necessitated by the failure of the government to accept to address their demands. But let's pick this first call. Good morning. I think we lost that call. Please go ahead, call us. I hope the network would not interrupt, our conversations. Go ahead, call us via the numbers displayed on your TV screen, and you can send WhatsApp message via the first number. Please stay away from your TV set. I cannot overemphasize, and please make sure you mind your words when you're talking about people. We don't need derogatory or insultive words. We just need you to give a very intellectual reasons and contributions that will help in shaping your country's growth, and not to point fingers at anybody. So yes, talking about the protest, the organizers, whom basically, when we say organizers, it's not just a group. There's about many groups. Some show themselves to the security agents, others don't. But then the major organizers, which the Take It Back movement is amongst, said they organized the hashtag End Bad Governance protest, said that this had to be done. That is the October protest, which they name Fearless October 1st. And they say it's a demonstration that was necessitated by the failure of the federal government to address their demands, which of course include hunger in the land, the cost of living crisis. We have the electricity tariff that was hiked up and it's still not down yet. There is the perceived government wastefulness, people have been complaining about, while the government keeps saying we don't have enough money. We're seeing elaborate spendings when it comes to government officials, electoral reforms, human and capital development, amongst others. Let's pick this call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Babagana, calling from Maiduguri.
Babagana from Maiduguri. Good to have you. Let's hear your take on this October 1st protest.
My take actually is that I'm of the opinion that I don't support the protest actually.
Okay.
Because to me, the main purpose of protest is to for the general public to bring out their anger or their desperation to the government, showing that the way the government is carrying the activities of the nation in particular is not the way they like it. So to me, when you made a protest and the bad side of it, the disadvantage of it has even overcome the advantages, is of no use to me actually. Because we here in Maiduguri experienced in the last protest that there are so many casualties, lives, injuries, and even properties that doesn't even belong to the government have been vandalized. Business activities have been shut down, so many things across the nation. So virtually, if you are looking at the scenario that happened in the last protest, the general public, the citizens, are still impacting another pain to themselves, because the same people are making the protest. Some of them are some people that are also incurring the damages. So to me, if the government didn't to make protests is for us to for the government to hear us, and the government, I believe, has heard the grievances of the general public. It's now left for the government to decide to improve in issues like security, education, health, agriculture, and all these sectors. Let the government to check, but protest is not the right way to go, I think, because by looking at the previous incidences, I don't actually support it. And rather, in fact, even the labor itself, I think, to me, labor strike is even more impactful than the protest itself, because at least when the labor went on strike, the government used to, take some measures to tackle some of the things. But the general protest, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Rather, it's caused more damages to the nation in particular, because once economic is shut down or there are some damages or all these things across the nation, it still makes the impact. It goes back to the general public. So the poor still used to suffer from the protest too. So to me, I don't buy but rather we should find a way that we have a proper communication with the government.
All right, Babagana, I mean, you made a valid point. Chaos is never the solution. Truly, we saw what happened in, during the August 1st to 10th protest that happened, especially in the northern part of the country, Kano, Kaduna, Niger, even the FCT, Borno State, even Jigawa State, Zamfara, a lot of states like that. There was Gombe, Bauchi. We had a lot of people losing, properties. Even one of our reporter in Gombe lost his entire shop to looting. So I understand where that fear comes from. You made mention that, of course, it's not the way. We've seen the first one happen, and we do not hope to see the second one. But it's up to the government, of course, because the power balance, it's like the government is always above the people. So it's them that need to initiate, this dialogue. All right, let's pick another call. Good morning. Good morning. Do we still have the caller on the line? All right, I think we lost that call. Please go ahead, call us back. Let's hear your take on the October 1st intended protest that organizers, of course, are saying that they have informed the IGP, that's the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbe, talking about. And so far, in some states, we've seen them make moves. We've seen them make initiative to secure the areas, by placing security agencies around in some states. So we'll subsequently bring you the states so far. But we have another call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, madam.
Yes, good morning. Good to have you. Your name and your location.
This is Chiefs calling from Benue State.
From Benue State. I hope I get your name right. Beatrice, right?
This is the Truths.
Oh, Truths. All right. Let's hear your take.
Concerning this protest, which is coming up on 1st October, I think the protest is not the issue, my dear sister.
Okay.
The protest is not the issue because what it does in Nigeria is more harm than good.
Go ahead.
So we should not go on protest. The protest is not the issue. Look at what happened last protest. Look at what happened to last protest.
So what do you think is the best solution?
The best solution is dialogue. Let the government come to round table with those that protesting. The best solution is the dialogue. That's what I think.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for calling from Benue there. Yes, second person saying best solution is dialogue, calling on the government to make room for that, which we've seen CSOs, different civil society groups calling on the government to make room for dialogue, which is yet to be done. And the government reply was telling everybody, just stay safe and all of that. So like I was saying earlier, so far, federal government, of course, said, we just want you people to have peace, make sure that you're safe. That is just the report they sent from organizers and also CSOs calling for different measures to be taken. All right, let's pick this call. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Ade, it's good to have you.
Ade from London. Thank you.
Of course. All right, Ade, let's hear your take. We were with you, or you were with us all through 1st to 10th of August, and then now another, another protest is set to happen again. What is your take on all of this?
Well, people keep on mistakenly that they had protest last time. Last time they didn't have protest. They have looting. It was looting, not protest last time. Because everywhere they were looting everywhere. So there's nothing wrong with protest. It's allowed by law. Everywhere you can protest. Even in England they protest. But when they turned the protest in England last month to lootings and damaging of things, the government take action immediately. They were jailed. In fact, the youngest among them was sent to remand of a children's juvenile custody. So they were jailed quickly. In fact, when it comes to weekend, they have to order magistrates to come on the UK because they turned into violence. They turned into looting. So in Nigeria, what they did was looting last time, and some of them are in prison now, which I support. It's normal. So this time around, if they want to protest, they should carry their placard Stay somewhere. They should not go on the road. Because people who are struggling with their business, they should not affect them. Stay somewhere in the park, raise your play card up, and people will see you there. That is called protest. If you are going about looking people's business, they have worked very hard, people are managing themselves, you say it's protest? No. If that happens, government should deal decisively with them. Send them to a correctional center and charge them to court. That's what they did in UK here, a civilized country like this. So why can't they do it in Nigeria? So how can you go and damage somebody? In fact, 3 people block our M25. It's like express road in Lagos about an express road. And just equivalent. The busiest road. They play card, they say they are fighting for climate. They sentence them to 20 years imprisonment. Google it in UK. So you don't block the road and say you are protesting. No. You come go to hospital for emergency, other things, you are just depriving them. Stay somewhere in the corner, raise your play card up and protest. That's how to protest.
All right, so Ade, I have one question for you. The CSOs, the civil society groups, have called on the government saying that they need the government to, fulfill the promise which the president himself made, saying there are room for dialogue, and they were going to create room for dialogue. But yet, nothing is done from the government part. What is your take on that?
I blame the government. I'm not in support of this very government. I can't deceive you, because people are dying, people are crying, if you look at the newspaper today, you see, we remitted $20 billion so far from diaspora. That much will have been with trouble because of what is happening in Nigeria. So I'm not in agreement with this federal government at all, because they don't have anything here. People are summarize them, put transportation in this, improve the health center, and give people palliative, have a food bank that people can buy food at cheaper rate. They didn't do any of those things. I'm not referring to them, but I don't want anything that will affect common people. Civil society of Nigeria, they are trying their best, but many of them have compromised. I'm telling you, many of them have compromised. Look at the way they are involving themselves in electoral matter. They call themselves electoral observer. We don't know where they are getting money from. That Ododo or so. Where is he getting money from? In sideline with other people say, they don't have business to do that. You are just ordinary observer. That's where the problem began. So civil society should remain with their integrity intact. They shouldn't compromise. I don't like the behavior of the federal government. I can be fair with you. But even state governors, they do the same. They come here, they buy the expensive things, waste our money. They don't care. And we have students here who can't pay their school fees, come from Nigeria. They don't come to their aid. God will rescue Nigeria.
Amen.
God will bless my country, Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate you always. God bless you too. Nigerians, let's hear your take on this. Do you support this protest? Do you have concerns about this protest? What are your thoughts on this? Your opinions? Let's hear it. Let's share solutions. Fear, concern. That way, we get to find better solutions for what happened in the 1st to 10th of August to not repeat itself, because it was not favoring any of the parties I'm talking about, we as Nigerians and the government also. Yes, there's a call from, few of the callers that made mention of sensitization. They pointed out the fact that last protest was more of violence, looting and it lacked that placard. So perhaps organizers need to sensitize, these people coming out for protest in order to do it right. Because there was also treasonable felony of Russian flag, and it's because of lack of, that sensitization. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Shetima Yakudima, calling from Maiduguri.
Oh, good morning, Shetima. It's good to have you this morning. Let's hear your take.
Good. Well, Summayya, on the issue of the protest of the post-October, honestly speaking, though the protest is good, but if it will be look like the one we have experienced some months back, I'm not in support of it. Because it is take another dimension. And our peer, there is bad ones who are always trying to frustrate the protest. That is the truth of the matter. And some youths, they are in the state of poverty,
which is each and everyone was experiencing. But they are not patient enough to cater their position. They will end up looting people property, breaking shops, and the rest. The only way we can do this protest peacefully is for government to allocate a venue. Let it be in the stadium where if you are interested in the protest, go and register. Stay with your placard whatsoever. Be sounding whatever you want to sound. Let media cover you. Then you move to various places. But it's not good always if you are in protest to block to put on roadblock, stopping people who are being on their way to travel somewhere. You block their ways. You frustrate everything. This is not a protest. But all what we after is this government at all is not listening. They are not listening government. We see it in the first place. We went to the streets. We expressed our anger, and nothing had been done. And all these things trigger on the removal of the fuel subsidy. We have been telling government this fuel subsidy is our property, is the property of Nigerians. If at all you are a sincere and ready government to dialogue peace, why can't you return the fuel subsidy so that everyone have peace? This is my take. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shatima, for that. I really appreciate you always calling to share your take. Now, talking about the return of your subsidy, so far the government is even saying they're paying almost half of it. And in the paying of half of it, do not forget, Nigeria naira has lost its value. Dollar has increased, so now the fuel subsidy is even higher. It's like ×2 of the previous one, which was the entirety of the money, but then now it's half. So because of that, hence the reason why the president pushed for Nigeria to have its own refinery here, which starts with the Dangote refinery. But there's a bit of discrepancies when it comes to all of that. But yeah, it breaks our heart that all of this is happening in our country. And I can see messages coming in subsequently. We'll definitely dive into some of your messages. But let's pick this call. Good morning.
Morning. I'm Abubakar from Maiduguri. I came back again.
Oh, Abubakar is okay. I guess you have more to say. Let's hear your take.
Yes, I'm thinking of a solution. One of my brother, I think from Shatima from Maiduguri, also suggested that a venue should be provided for such protests. It's a very good idea, I think. It will tackle some of the vandalism and all these acts. Then sensitization too is very important. But the issue is that in most situations, protests are carried mostly before the total damage. The voice before a total damage have been made. It's like calling the government to maybe reverse or to tackle an issue before it will be completely down. But in our own case here, it's like things have already gone bad. It's even worse now. So leaving it like this in the public like this is not a good idea. So I think and the leaders, as one of the callers suggested, that dialogue is the key to solve problems. I agree with him perfectly, because protest is not the best. So the issue with the dialogue now is that the people that will, the leaders that will represent the people to dialogue with the federal government is very important. As Mr. Ade has said, that even the civil societies, that some of them have been compromised or something like this. So to get a patriotic leaders to sit with the federal government and stick to their terms is very important. So we need a good leadership to sit with the federal government, despite the fact that the federal government have shown less care or less listening ear to such bodies. I think we need the federal government to do their side properly, so that they will come to an agreement with the civil society, the labor bodies. We have all these structures that will represent the poor and the workers and everything. But I think there is something in between the federal government and all these bodies. So we have to sit and work for the benefit of the nation, for our children and our grandchildren to have a better Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Babagana, for that. Yes, indeed, it's all about the future generation. We have come a long way in Nigeria, and we have been fighting and battling corruption for the longest time, hoping that it would come to an end with the promise of this present administration, which said, the key factor is combating corruption, but it's still to be hitting hard. But yes, sensitization is mainly the key. Make sure as the leaders, now this is a call for the organizers of this protest to sensitize their people, because a lot of them are facing charges that they do not know anything about, which is, treasonable felony of holding another country's flag in their own country and burning their own national flag. And that breaks our heart that this is happening, and we hope it does not reoccur again. If at all this October 1st protest happened. Now, talking about the venue, last time we saw the federal government insist that in the FCT they go to Moshood Abiola Stadium to have have it there, and there were security agents dispersed there. But then some of the protesters insisted on the Eagle Square. And because of that, they were tear gassed. Our reporter was there to cover all of that story. And then this time around again, we know there is going to be a parade on the 1st of October in the Eagle Square, which is normally where, Nigeria celebrates its independence using parades and all of that. And the protesters are insisting that will be the venue again, when it comes to that, because they feel that is where it's closest to the seat of power, and that would garner more attention to them. And also we saw that Lagos is saying that they are going to meet in the Ikeja on the bridge in order to convey about 7:30 a.m. for this protest. Now, with all of this happening, do not forget, August 1st to 10th, northern part of the country got more agitated, because we know that the northern part of the country not only deals with hunger and seizing of land and all of that, but it comes with insecurity as well, which has been bedeviling that this region. But then this time around, so far the organizers, the Take It Back movements, are saying that they're calling, I think only one state so far from the northern part of the country has been called, which is the Gombe state. But then other parts, it's more from the south. Lagos will be involved, Ondo, more of the south west would be involved in this. So we're yet to know which. But like I said, security agencies have been gearing up in the northern part of the country. We saw how this, turned it really violent. And so far, Niger State, Kano, Kaduna, Kogi, Borno, and Kwara State in the northern part of the country have dispersed the security agencies around the state. Talking about the south, so far, there is Ogun, Bayelsa, Edo, Cross River, and Ebonyi State. We've seen the state police command of each of these states come out to say they've been gearing up towards this 1st of October. Of course, FCT are always also gearing up for that. So we're yet to know how nationwide this protest is to be, but then we're hoping that everyone is staying safe. We're hoping that we, the people get to do the right thing and make the right decision when it comes to that. Security of the country is not just on the organizers' part, but also on the federal government's part, considering that this agitation is all because of some of their policies that has been placed there. Now, we have a lot of messages, honestly. These messages run through and they're quite lengthy. But we'll try and pick, just a few of these messages. I'll just read through of this message. First one here is talking about, this one is from Frank from Enugu, where he says, please, there is no need for any protest. Again, reason some people who participated in the #EndBad Governance have been sent to prison for fighting for the people. What is the faith of their families today? Please, let's look up to God and see what happens in 2027. Thank God. He says, may God bless Nigeria and Trust TV. Thank you so much, and amen to all your prayers. Yes, we've seen a lot of people face, that consequences of joining a protest and making it a bit violent. And because of that, this is something that breaks our heart. We always said that the people that were able to come out to protest not only represent themselves, but they represent other people in the country. There are some that are sick. There are some that are, seniors, the senior citizens, retired, that cannot even come out because they don't have the strength. We have the younger generation, the young ones, the kids. So if you decide to come out, know that you are coming out not just for yourself, but for people in general, and then you have to do the right thing by your people. Now, let's take a look at this message from Kadiri Darlington Salisu from Lokoja, Kogi State. He says, thank you all to Trust TV team. Appreciate you. The protest is definitely the right way to go. Left to me if we should occupy the National Assembly until our demands are met. Okay. How can a government continually believe that they know it all and the opinion of others does not matter? The removal of fuel subsidy and floating of the naira at the same time has brought this nation on her knees. Yet they have increased electricity bill and prices of everything has gone up. Yet they kept telling us to endure. Reverse the floating of the naira or find an urgent way to negotiate with Dangote so the price of fuel can be reduced, which will in turn revitalize the economy, because as it is right now, nothing is working and people can no longer feed or pay school fees. Let the protest drive out demands, else this government will never take us seriously. Thank you. Appreciate you, Kadiri Darlington. It's okay to protest. Like we said, protest is the right of every Nigerian, not just Nigerian. The protest is a right of every citizen and individual. But make sure you do it the right way. October 1st is coming. Please, wherever you are, stay safe. Make the right decision for your country. Do not allow anybody to pay you peanuts for you to go and sabotage or disrupt the protest just for your own pocket, which will not really change your life. It will just forever make you a poor person that cannot even feed themselves or their families. But then this is the much that we can take. Appreciate all of you for calling and sharing your take on this, and we hope we don't get to see the repeat of what happened on August 1st to August 10th.